Hey Sue, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to estimate for plumbing. So, this one was a hard one for me because I had not much plumbing experience before, but I dive right in and I'll let you guys know what I know. So, for this, I was using fast pipe to do the takeoffs, and the first thing that you're going to really need to learn is the plumbing fixtures and well, not like plumbing connections. So what an elbow is, what a T-run is, what all of the different, like a Y for instance, and what each individual piece means, how it connects and what it's called. And that'll be the hardest part and the most important part, because everything else in plumbing, from what I've seen, is just a bunch of straight lines for pipe, pretty much. I don't think I've seen anything curved, so it's pretty much just straight lines. So if you have taken off drywall or studs, there's a lot of different practices that would need to use perimeter, which would be on Bluebeam, or basically just a straight line to calculate lineal footage or something. Then that's pretty much the same thing for plumbing. But the connections and where they connect at, what they look like, where to use them at, that's the important part. And the other part to take into account as you're running along these lengths is what the diameter of the piping will be, and the gauge, what type of pipe. Is it cast iron, or is it copper? Is it insulated pipe? Because those will change basically the lineal foot cost per what material you're using. And so that's definitely something to take into account. The other part of it is, like I mentioned before, fixtures. And this is going to be your water heaters, coolers, toilets, sinks, basically where the water ends up at after you've run all the pipe and it goes somewhere inside the building. And furnishing those tends to be the job of the plumber. Well, not just tends to be. I mean, it's obvious if someone, asks you to redo their plumbing in their house to their toilet, they expect you to replace the toilet. But that was the hard part that I had to try and figure out, though, was the vendors and price points for the fixtures for a lot of this stuff. The What I was using to do a lot of my pricing, which the software itself has pricing on it, and it'll give you a price too. I think whenever it starts off, the standard is like 80% on fast duck, for, I think this is percentage of labor that it's accounting into the pricing, and you can kind of raise or lower that, and from that point just pretty much spit out a report that gives you the pricing breakdowns for everything. But it does not account for the fixtures. And figuring that part out after several times, I found myself basically taking it and putting it into Bluebeam so that I can get counts on it, which I do know that you can do counts in FastDuck, but because I was already have been using Bluebeam for so long, I kind of just switch it over and do it a lot faster in there. But that's what I've learned going into plumbing. It's really no different than everything else pretty much that I've taken off. I mean, you get your pricing, you add your margins, you make sure that your installers are okay, I guess, with the labor, your project managers too, and there's enough time budgeted for them and what they assume the project may take based off the scope, and you just go from there. I haven't used any other programs to do plumbing estimating with other than Fast Duck. So if you know any more on this subject, let me know. For those who don't know as much and would like to know more about the estimating and project management fields, the link is in the description. I have an ebook, an audiobook on exactly what I'm talking about, as well as lifestyle changes that I had to make. Stop drinking basically and destroying my life, which led me to be able to get to the career that I'm at right now where I can make six figures estimating. All right. See you guys in the next one.